Okay, one of these days I'm going to figure out live streaming. One of these days I'm going to figure it out. I promise. It's going to be figured out someday. Thank you for joining me. If you're just tuning in, let me close this real quick so you don't see a copy of myself. Okay. Hopefully it's working. Oh, and I hear an echo. Okay, echo's gone. Let me know if. Oh gosh, double echo. Oh my. Okay, I think that's fixed. I think it's fixed. I think we're okay. Let me know if you can't see me or hear me. Okay. I will eventually figure out live streaming. Eventually, this is going to be figured out. My gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Craziness. Just craziness. All right. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about the confusion. Wow, that was a lot of back and forth. One of these days, I'm going to figure it out. I don't know why it just doesn't seem to be linking up. I set the event, and then I set the stream key, and then I try and go live, and it doesn't link up. Okay, so I see a lot of people logging in here. Let me move this forward so I can read your comments. But thank you for being here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're here. Let me scoot on over. We're talking about resorts today. Thanks for joining me. Good morning, everybody. Officially, good morning. It took an extra minute or two, but we're here. We're here. Thanks for joining me. I see a lot of folks with us. I appreciate it. Good morning. All right, say good morning to, who are we saying? Ben. Oh gosh. Amanda. Kate. Kristen. Barbara. Nathaniel. Holly. There I am. I'm here. I finally made it. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Gonna let a few other people come on in with us and join us. We're talking about resorts today. We're talking about resorts at Walt Disney. We're going to talk about all of them. I've got a whole list right here in front of me, so I don't miss any of them. And we're going to go in order, talk about my favorite things, your favorite things, things that excite us, reasons we go, reasons that are our favorite. And when you hear your favorite, you say the name in the stream, and I'm going to know it's your favorite. So like if I say, okay, now we're going to talk about the Polynesian, you say Polynesian and like exclamation points and emojis, and then I'll know it's your favorite too. So when you hear your favorite, you let me know. Good morning. Okay. A couple more people are joining us. Hi. Good morning to you. Great to have you here. Let's talk about them. Are you ready? All right, let's get started. So I'm going in order here of just how Disney has them on their site. It's right here in front of me. Looking at the different resorts on property. Now, I've stated, I'm going to say most of them. Most of them, I'm not going to give a statistic, but the first one is that's on our list is the campsites at Fort Wilderness Resort. So I used to camp. I actually used to be a Boy Scout, Eagle Scout, all that good stuff, and I used to go camping a lot. I don't camp at Disney. I don't know if this is just me. Maybe there are people who love camping at Disney. I don't. But if you do, if it's your favorite, let me know. I've heard a lot of good things, especially the campfires and dancing around with Mickey. And if you love camping, love RV, love the whole rustic experience, it's definitely for you. And it's by far the least expensive place you could stay at Walt Disney World, by far, by any stretch of the imagination. Yes, you made it. Thanks for being here. Star Wars shirt. Oh, you like the Star Wars shirt. Thank you. Good morning. I know it is hard to pick a favorite, isn't it? It's so hard. All right, before I get too far, though, take a look at this new board of different letters and things that you've sent me. I'm going to start collecting them and displaying them in a way that I can be proud. You can be proud of them. So I'm still figuring it out, but I wanted to show that to you. The show at the restaurant there. Okay, so Ben, you have seen the show at the Fort Wilderness Resort for the campground. So you have seen the show. I've heard it's fantastic. I've actually been meaning to get back to it. I think I went as a kid years ago. But I actually have some pictures here that I'm about to show you. This is like an in-depth live stream here. We're gonna go kind of further than most and show you some pictures and Michael as a kid, and I'm just gonna embarrass myself. I'm just kidding. But it's gonna be good. Fort Wilderness. Okay, so friend, that's your Fort Wilderness. Is your favorite? Jane's never stayed. Okay. I've never stayed there, but I love doing non-park days there. Okay, so it is a fun experience by far. Okay. All right, we're gonna keep going through them, and we're gonna touch back as you want to. The All-Star Resorts, the All-Star movies, sports, and music. Now, I've stayed at the All-Stars before. To me, in my opinion, only my opinion. I want to hear yours. It's not my favorite. Those are my least favorite of the Disney resorts. And the biggest reason I think is because it is kind of cookie cutter. It feels kind of cookie cutter, and there's one bus route for all three resorts. That's the reason. That's it. There's no like, oh, horribleness. No, it's just like it's a little less convenient. That's just my opinion. Love to hear yours. Okay, Chelsea, Fort Wilderness is your favorite. Stayed, tents and RVs, and cabins. Okay, yes, the cabins are great too. I think there's another point for the cabins, though. I think this is just the campsites. But the All-Stars, there's nothing embarrassing about being a Disney kid. Marie and Ron, yes, so well said. I've stayed there, but it was so long ago. I don't like pop. Okay, but not soundproof like Art of Animation. Okay, Nathaniel, absolutely, I get that. We're going to touch on Art of Animation in a minute. But All Stars, to me, it somehow is. I'm just not going to say less of the Disney feel, but kind of in a different kind of direction. That's just my opinion. I do like them for the value they offer. They offer you a great value, but that takes me in to my favorite value resort, which is Pop Century. And a couple people have reached out to me and they said, Michael, you're going to Pop Century again. Like, again, you're going to Pop Century? And I know, yes, I'm going to Pop Century again. But here's the thing. It allows me to stay longer, and it's a very nice resort. I like it. But I will get more, diversity in my different resorts. But for Pop Century, I do like it because of its fantastic value. Now, it also has a single bus route, a great pool, and yes, maybe it feels a little bit cookie cutter, but it's somehow got a different feel to it than All Stars. I know that the buildings are probably similar, at least the sleeping arrangements are probably similar, but the building, the area itself just feels more Disney to me. Let me know if I'm alone here. My favorite used to be the Animal Kingdom Lodge, but I just came back from Boardwalk and love the outside. Okay, so we're going to get into the deluxe. When we do that, Lynette, I think we're going to have to talk about that. Okay, so Pop, yes. It really is a fantastic value. Kristen, you're so right. It's a fantastic value. Sleep and shower. Exactly, Leanne. Oh, so well said. Perfect, Leanne. It's sleep and shower. And when I'm doing this, and I'm going to Pop, and I'm going to Flower and Garden Festival, it's sleep and shower. Like, sleep, shower, and I'm getting back at like 11 p.m., something like that, waking up at like 6:30, and it's like I crash, I wake up, and I'm off again. And I'm exploring the deluxe resorts. And to me, it is like, I'm using this phrase. You're going to know where it's from. The best kept Disney secret that's not a secret. To me, that's how it is. Like, DVC, they're going to use that phrase. But for me, this secret, kind of in plain sight, for those who don't know about it or don't know Disney, this is it. This is how you do Disney very well on a budget and explore the other places. Like, you get out and about. So well said. Art of Animation, Pop Century. Okay, so Walter, let's see. Yes, Art of Animation's next on our list. Let's keep going down the list here. Uh-oh, here we go. I'm coming. There we go. Art of Animation's next on our list. Actually, I plan on staying at Art of Animation this year. I've got some thoughts about when I want to go to Art of Animation, but I want to go back. I went when it first opened. It's so nice, but you got to get that. I have to get a feel again. I want to go again. It's just, the theming is incredible. The theming is incredible, and I think that kind of ties, that is the piece that people go to Art of Animation for. Value and the theming and the fact that there are suites, so they accommodate more people in the room, so it's very convenient. If you spend all day in the parks, then the resort is just bed, absolutely. Holly, so well said. Fran agrees. Walter, it thinks Art of Animation are fantastic. Okay, that's how I feel about All-Star Resorts. Yes, Alexa, that's a good point too, and I want to touch on that. All-Star Resorts are perfect for sleep and shower as well. So, if the difference, so I'm just looking, I just pulled up some numbers here from September. By the way, September, great time to go, pricing, crowds, weather, everything. But so like 112 for All-Star, movies, sports, all that good stuff. But if you look at Pop Century, it's 134. So the difference, 112, 134, just these random days are just random days. Is it enough? Usually I'll go for the 134 just because I want just that little extra piece. But if it's big difference, or you want to save that extra few bucks for souvenirs, which is fantastic, you just have to weigh out what's most important to you. But very good point. Art of Animation, Chelsea's favorite. Okay, puts you in the movies. It sure does, Walter. It sure does. Holly, your favorite value resort is Art of Animation. Cool. You're staying at Lion King Suite. Okay, we want to hear how that goes. Lonnie, I want to stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge someday. Lonnie, I've stayed there before. It is unbelievable. But here's a trick, by the way. I'm going to touch on this in a minute, but why not now? Why not? Since you're here. If you want to stay at a deluxe resort just for a day, but you want to still have your vacation, consider going to somewhere like Pop or Art of Animation or the All-Stars for maybe a couple days of your trip and then spend one night at the resort that you've always wanted to try. That's what I hope to do, or 2 nights. That's what I hope to do this year sometime, because I want to stay at a deluxe resort. I was talking to you about how I want to stay at a deluxe resort. I'm looking forward to it. But, to afford it, it's difficult, and you want to stay longer. I get that. I'm right there with you. But a great way to do it, in my opinion, is to stay just 1 or 2 nights, and then the other time maybe a value or a moderate. That's how I like to do it. One day. Okay, so Lonnie agrees. Oh, my gosh. Great comments. Went to Art of Animation, didn't like it. The standard room was so far from the lobby. Okay, I missed Fran. I think that was you who said that. You have a good point. It is larger, and this is something that you have to consider in our next resort. Great topic changer. Coronado Springs is the first of our moderate resorts. I've stayed there. It's not as large as Caribbean Beach. However, it's really big. And if you're staying at the far side and you're trying to get to the main building for your drink in the morning, this applies to Coronado Springs, Caribbean Beach, and a few others. It's almost difficult. You can walk miles just at your resort. So that's something to consider when you're thinking about the different resorts at Walt Disney World. If I'm missing your question, by the way, I promise I'm going to go back to questions at the end. I'm going to try and get some in between, but if I've missed any, you can always do them again. I will get a question and answer at the end, I promise. Promise. Thanks for being here. That is what I tend to do. Kristen says, okay, we will be staying there in March again. Lion King Suites, and my husband and I are excited than the kids. Monica, I know that. Oh my gosh, I know. I can understand that completely. Coronado Springs and business trips. Okay, great point there. Q-Chick, I think it's Q-Chick. It's a great point. The conferences that happen at Coronado Springs, they sometimes get a little bit crowded in that area because of the conferences. But every time that I've stayed there, I haven't had a problem with it. I've barely even noticed the conference center. So that's just my experience. But I have heard from others that the conferences maybe were a lot of people or something along those lines. Let me know if you've experienced that kind of crowds, those conference crowds. Coronado, I love that resort. It's got a great theme though. So let's touch on the theme. It's got a great theme, and here's the best part. For some, it has a gym and a spa. No other moderate resort at Walt Disney World has that. So if a gym, spa sounds great to you, and you love that, it's kind of an Aztec theme. It is a beautiful resort. Don't stop there. And if you can stay in, I've stayed in building 2, 3, 4, and 9. No, I didn't stay in 2. I stayed in 3, 4, and 9. And all of them were very close because I asked to be close to the main building. And for me, that's just so important because every morning I'm grabbing my mug and I'm getting tea or whatever it is in the morning, and I just like to be right there. So it's just so convenient. Let's see, going down here. Have you stayed in all of the resorts? Barbara, I've stayed at most of them. The only one thus far I haven't stayed at is the campgrounds. I'm not really a camper at Disney. I don't know if I'll go. I've been to the campgrounds themselves, but I haven't stayed overnight. But that's something I'm going to add in as I go here. I'm going to tell you where I have and have not stayed before, and when. Because some of them I've been when I was just a small kid. And touching on the small kid note, I'm going to show you something that I think you will appreciate, and I hope my siblings don't disapprove here. Believe it or not, this is only going to be a quick one. This is me as a kid. There's me right there with my brother and my sister and Chip. This is at Chef Mickey's from so many years ago. But I wanted to give you a quick glimpse into some of the past that I have with Disney here. It's a long history of Disney. I love it. I love every minute of it. Family at 5 All Stars has always suited us. Okay, Family at 5 with Hoop-de-Doo Review and Christmas at Disney. Stayed at the Yacht Club and Boardwalk. I actually bought a Fitbit because Curious Kate. Yes, it's so much walking. It's intense. You know, this is something funny. I actually tell my some friends who or colleagues who don't really know Disney as well as we do, and they say, Michael, you're only a few days away from your trip. I usually go on this special diet, and everything, and they're like, you almost have to train. I tell them, you almost have to train for Disney because it's so intense amount of walking. It's so much fun. Have you used Groupon for any resorts? Oh, Ray, that's such a good question. No, I have not, but I'd love to hear if you had an experience. Just looked up, and the Coronado Resort is on there. Good. I'd love to hear the price. That's a new one for me. I didn't know about Groupon. Which would you recommend for a one-night stay? Oh, God. Gavin? Pop Century? If you're saying deluxe one-night stay, oh, that's so tough. Maybe Contemporary or Bay Lake or Polynesian or Animal Kingdom Lodge Kidani is, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it right there. That might be it for the deluxe. Okay, getting back to what we're talking about, Coronado Springs. So overall, a fantastic resort. Great environment, great theming, good price, good. And it is usually included with the special offers, like the dining deal that happens. And it's a great opportunity for those who want a gym and a spa. Okay, so Caribbean Beach is next. Now, I haven't stayed here in my adult life in any time I remember, so I'm going to say I haven't stayed here just because I can't keep saying I stayed here as a kid, because I probably was like 4, I probably don't remember it, and I don't remember it. But I've been myself just to look at it, because I wanted to take another look as an adult. It is huge. It's so big that they have an internal bus route just to take you from one side of the resort to the other. It just goes around and around inside the resort. Can you believe that? I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong here, it might be the largest resort for navigation on all of the property. I don't know for sure. That might not be accurate, but it feels like it. It feels like it, for sure. Overall, Caribbean Beach has a fun theme. The pool is so cool. It's got that pirate themed. It's got little cannons. It's so cool. The dining area is like unlike any other dining area that I've seen at Walt Disney World for a resort. It's internal. It feels like you're in a marketplace. I've got some pictures of it, but it's really cool how they do that. So let me know if you stayed at Caribbean Beach. When I was a kid, oh my gosh, I'm missing comments. I gotta go, Michael. I'm sorry, but my favorite Port Orleans good. I gotta go. Oh no, if you have to go, please do. Thanks for being around for the way, Ben. I appreciate it. I stayed at Caribbean Beach a few years ago. It was just okay. I prefer moderates over it. Kristen, that's what I hear too. That's what I hear. I would go. So if I had to sort my moderates, Caribbean Beach would be at the bottom. But that's just because of the size and just some of the smaller amenities they have. I call and check if there are any discounts before my trips just to view. Yes, Holly, great idea to call Disney and to check to see if there are any additional discounts. That's such a good idea. Special memories. First resort we stayed at when I was 12. When I think I was 12. Okay. All right. So moving on. Next is Port Orleans Resort Riverside. Now, I love Riverside. Riverside is fantastic. I'm going to kind of link Port Orleans, Riverside, and French Quarter a little bit together, not completely, but Riverside is one side, French Quarter is the other. You can walk to each one. They are incredible. The differences between them. Riverside is larger. It has a different style of a pool. I think it's a little bit of a bigger pool in Riverside. Does it have more restaurants? Boat rides, but boat rides gets mixed reviews, so that can vary. But it overall is a fantastic resort. French Quarter is my personal favorite moderate. Personal favorite. It's small in size. It has an unbelievable theme. By the way, Sausagulas. I prefer the old way that Sausagulas was done with the kind of like the feel, with the heads and the different items floating in the ceiling, and somehow that I prefer the old way. That's just me. Let me know what you prefer. Now, if I had to sort my moderate resorts, it would be French Quarter on top. However, French Quarter sometimes, actually probably most of the time, is not included in some of the special offers. The reason is it's small and a lot of people love it. I think it's the number one moderate. So that's the way it is. Love French Quarter. Okay, seeing a lot of positive comments. Oh gosh, that's where it all started for me. 18 years ago, Walter. Okay, French Quarter. It's amazing. So if I had to rank them again, French Quarter's on top of moderates. Like that's 100%. Then Riverside, which is fantastic. If you haven't tried Riverside and it's in the deal, you're not sure, try it. It's great. It is great. It is a little larger though, so if you want to try and get closer, you can. I think the Riverside was the one resort I've stayed at where trying to get closer, they were pretty insistent about it costing more money. So I've stayed at many resorts, and every time I go, I ask to stay closer to the main building. Every resort I've stayed at, they've done everything they can. Riverside they did too. However, the buildings are situated where it's kind of, unless you kind of get the preferred room, it's harder to get you closer. So that's just something to keep in mind. Yes, it's absolutely incredible. I'm sorry I'm missing comments, but I want to go through and then I'll get back to the comments, I promise. Love. It's incredible. And then after that, Coronado Springs and then Caribbean Beach. That would be the order of my moderate resorts and how I would choose them. But I'd love to hear yours. Let's see you order them. Between French Quarter, Riverside, Coronado, Caribbean Beach. How do you order those? You let me know. Okay. Stayed at Port Orleans 2002. Last time I stayed there, it stayed in a moderate. I was very little. The only thing I remember is the pool is dragon. Yes. Oh, and by the way, Fran and others, the dragon's eyes are scary now. They have to change that. I'm sorry, Disney. If you're listening, please change those eyes. Those are a little scary. The dragon's eyes, the new one. If you haven't seen them, I can post a picture, but it's a little bit scary. A little scary. Maybe change those back. Anyway, all right. So we are through the moderates. Let's answer a few more questions here, and then I'm going to get to the deluxe, which we're all looking forward to. They have like 4 or 5 pools in Riverside, I believe. Yes, there's so many more pools in Riverside. Thank you, Carmelia. Okay, so I'm seeing a few orders here. Riverside, French Quarter, Coronado. Okay, Q Chick says that. Kristen says, the same order I have. Jane says, Port Orleans, French Quarter should had a great ice cream and milkshakes. Oh, yes, French Quarter. Oh, yes, they do. Those milkshakes, by the way, the Oreo milkshake. Oh, my gosh. Fantastic. I'm not sure if it was the best at Disney, but it was, I think, the best of any resort I've ever tried by far. Okay, are we ready for deluxe? Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Okay. First up with the deluxe, and I've been to most of these. I'm going to go over which ones or in my adult life. Wilderness Lodge, I have, believe it or not, that's the one I have to say I don't think I've stayed at before, but as a child, and I remember I went for, not the first time, but a very long time to see the holiday decorations this year, and it was incredible. It was incredible, and I was taken back. by how well it was done. And they're building new. I'm actually going to scroll down a little bit here. They're building a new part of it, which is going to be called, if I could remember, that'd be nice. But it's called Boulder Ridge Villas at Wilderness Lodge. Boulder Ridge Villas at Wilderness Lodge. They look incredible. I kind of had a look at them through the construction, and it looked really cool. But the boat ride to Magic Kingdom, the fact that you're in kind of a rustic environment, and a lot of people love that, and I do too. I love to see like nature. It's part of nature, but it's also a deluxe resort, and it really holds up to its name. Sasa should have ice cream and milkshakes. Yes, they are incredible. Never been into deluxe. Only when you take us, Mike. Monica, I'm so glad I can take you. It's my pleasure. I hope to get to them this time. You voted on the Boardwalk, I think. A lot of people voted on a tour, an in-depth tour of the Boardwalk Resort. That's where I'm headed. So we'll be doing more tours in the future trips. Don't you worry, we will. Wilderness Lodge. Okay, Chelsea's favorite. Love those emojis. Those. Yeah, put the emojis when it's your favorite. So you let me know which deluxe is your favorite. Love the fireplace upstairs too. Oh yes, that's incredible. Oh gosh, and the tree. Wow, unbelievable. Okay, so Animal Kingdom Lodge, Animal Kingdom Villas. Do we want to do villas? Let's do villas. Both Jumbo House and Kidani Village. I've been to both. Wow, how to describe them? They are incredible. Currently, at the present time, Kidani Village is my favorite deluxe resort at Walt Disney World. Done. So it's difficult to say that because they're all incredible, but somehow Kidani Village, you walk in, you get the feel, you get the music, you see the animals. That's home. That's home for me, and it's incredible. It's an incredible experience. If you haven't seen it, it's worth a view. Just to go and experience it. It's incredible. All right, we're seeing more. Wilderness Lodge is the all-time favorite. Michael, what kind of coffee are you drinking? Kevin, it's just tea. It's just some tea, just to perk me up a little bit. Because I love my weekends, so I'm drinking some tea. I will be at AKO Jumbo House next week. I'm so excited. Oh, Kristen, you're going to love it. So that brings us back to Jumbo House. It is incredible. Now, I'm not saying Kidani and Jumbo, there's huge differences. You're going to experience fantastic dining, fantastic view. It's just incredible. And make sure, for those who haven't tried them, Zebra Dome. Zebra Dome. Oh my gosh, Zebra Dome. It's like a white chocolate mousse, and it is made with alcohol. But you know me and my alcohol policy. I don't drink at Disney, but I don't think it contains any serious amounts of alcohol. But it's just something to kind of be aware of. I want to full disclosure, because I've never felt any effect at all, not even a slowdown. So they're incredible. Try the Zebra Dome. They're amazing. Okay, Animal Kingdom Lodge. Lots of emojis for Animal Kingdom Lodge. I love it. My aunt and uncle went to Animal Kingdom Lodge to stay there on their anniversary. They loved it very much. It is fantastic, Nathaniel. It's incredible. Boma is one of my favorite buffets at Walt Disney World. One of my favorites. It is so good. It is. The Zebra Domes are amazing. And by the way, if you haven't seen it already, there's this the cultural tour. I went on it it was a couple months ago actually. I wanted to go with my family a while back, and the cultural tour was amazing. They took us and they showed us all the details. We went to Boma, and then we went to Jico, which was amazing, and we got to do the tasting of the chips and the other things. It was incredible. I loved it. Highly recommend the cultural tour at Animal Kingdom Lodge. And these are the kind of things I want to talk about. These are the kind of things that are just so easily overlooked at Walt Disney World. So easily overlooked because they're kind of hidden in the resorts, and they're incredible. They're really, really cool. Okay, Jumbo House. Love the privacy. And Boma. Oh, yes, Boma. Yes, we are eating at Boma. One night in Zebra Domes. Kristen, great. Michael, hi, Jill. It's just incredible. It's just incredible. Love Animal Kingdom Lodge. We're going to touch back on it, but it's just so good. Okay, and then the cabins at Fort Wilderness. If you haven't stayed, that's like being rustic with Disney and a little bit of a cabin. I haven't stayed. Full disclosure, I haven't stayed there. I have seen them kind of from afar. I want to get a better look at them. They are supposed to be pretty cool. If you stayed there, if you like them, let me know. I've heard good things, but it's for larger families, it can be difficult because it's kind of a smaller space. Obviously, and that does make sense. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I actually should stay there at some point just to experience it. I'd love to experience it and show you kind of an in-depth look. Maybe I'll do that soon. Maybe we'll do it soon. We'll see. But it's really, I've heard it's great. Never been either. Okay, G, you haven't been there. I'm so surprised with Boma. I expected only African food, but there was a great variety of food available. Q-Chick, it is really good. It's so good. Okay, so moving on to Old Key West, and Saratoga Springs comes right after it, but Old Key West. I haven't been in years, but I went as a child, and I've heard it's great, but both Old Key West and Saratoga Springs kind of occupy almost an unknown amount of deluxe. It's kind of in the it's almost a gray area of Disney because so many people, those who know Disney, of course we know about it, but those who don't know Disney so well, yes, it's kind of a gray area. So Saratoga, I know Contemporary, Polynesian, but Saratoga, Old Key West, I'm not so sure about these things. So they kind of fill in old gray areas. Maybe for me, maybe it's just me. Let me know. Michelle loves Old Key West, my DVC home resort. Love the vibe there. Michelle, I have to try it. I have to try it again. I haven't been since I was very, very small, and it's kind of like this gray section in my head because I'm just like I'm not sure. I don't know. It doesn't equate the same way because I haven't been. So I definitely have to go. Thanks to your suggestions. Definitely have to. Brother's favorite, Monica. Absolutely. Old Key West suites are huge. Oh yes, I've heard they're very big. A nice tub and everything. So I'm gonna have to try it very soon. Gonna have to try it. And Saratoga Springs, I've also heard great things. Again, it feels like a gray area to me because I haven't been in I can't even tell you how long I haven't been. My gosh, it's got to be, wow, I haven't been in a long time. I'm going to have to make that a point. Maybe on this trip, maybe I'll just go see Saratoga because you can walk from Disney Springs. Maybe I'll just go see it this trip. If you'd like that, let me know. Just say tour of Disney Springs and I'll know. Maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's just worth it because I just haven't been in forever. I will be at Saratoga next week, just for one night. Excited to experience that area. Kristen, I look forward to hearing what you think. I heard so much about Old Key West. I want to stay there. Nathaniel, I've heard good things, but again, I haven't been, so I have to go. Gosh, I'm showing my lack of knowledge here. I'm embarrassing myself. My dad stayed there at Old Key West. Shades of Green. Yes, Patty, that's actually not on this list, but now's a good time to bring it up. Shades of Green is a military resort, so only those military members, their families, and even retired from the military can stay at Shades of Green. It's located across the way from the Polynesian, or kind of across and a little bit down the street from the Polynesian. It is, I've heard, and I probably could get a tour, but I've heard it's nice, but it's kind of not the same level as the other deluxe resorts, but it's a great value for staying at a deluxe resort. So you kind of get the deluxe feel, but at the same time, it's kind of exclusive. So, I've heard good things. Let me know. I haven't been, obviously. I didn't have the honor to serve in the military, but I've heard good things. So let me know. I should. My dad's okay. So I says I should. You want to see a tour? Feels like you're on the Caribbean beach. On the Caribbean beach, I'm going to stay at music and call it Old Key West. Movies and Dixie Landings. Oh my gosh, Dixie Landings. Wow, that's older than that's a while back. It used to be at the golf resort. Yes, it is. It's supposed to be nice. Shades of Green. And I hope to get a tour in the future, but my priority now is to get Saratoga Springs because I'm embarrassing myself. I haven't been. All right, so now Boulder Ridge Villas at Wilderness Lodge we talked about, which sound fantastic. Let me know. First one who goes. My gosh, I'd love to hear about it. Okay, Contemporary Resort. The original. That's, I'm not gonna say started it all because it didn't, but it kind of is it's a piece of history. It's that A-frame building that so many people know, and you see it. And did you see that old commercial, the black and white commercial they were talking about putting the building, the rooms in? You know how they slide in like drawers? The rooms are assembled and then are slid in to the resort. It's just that innovation is amazing, just incredible. I love Old Key West, Dixie Landings. Yes, Contemporary, Fran's favorite. I wonder why they don't advertise for Old Key West. You know what, Kevin? That's a good point. Because that's, I think, one of the things that keeps, for me, this is just me, and again, I'm in the gray, I'm in the dark here. You see the advertisements for Poly and Contemporary and Animal Kingdom Lodge and all these things, but you really don't see them for Old Key West and Saratoga unless you get deep into it. So that's a good point. As a kid, I used to be dream of staying there. It is, good morning, Lynette. It is incredible, contemporary, and just going for Chef Mickey's is an incredible experience. I wonder if I have it here. Yes, I do. This is my brother and I at the Chef Mickey's. Is this Chef Mickey's? I think it's Chef Mickey's. I'm pretty sure this is Chef Mickey's. Maybe. Okay, well, the first picture was Chef Mickey's. Yes, this is Chef Mickey's. Yes, it is. That's my brother and I. And we're at Chef Mickey's with Minnie Mouse. I hope my brother's not upset for me showing this, but I think he will be. But yeah, it's quite a history at the Contemporary Resort. It's an incredible experience. If you haven't been to Chef Mickey's, definitely give it a try. I would love to stay at Contemporary, Nathaniel. It's an incredible experience. I would recommend it. Try just one night, and in the tower. In the tower, it's just incredible. Just check. Portland's French Quarter is available for the pass holder discount. Okay, yes, Diane, such a good point. Some discounts for French Quarter is available for. I actually went in this past trip for the December holiday trip. I went and it had the pass holder discount, which is the pass holder. It's great, but the free dining offer, which is a lot of people love that one, usually, not always, usually is not available. So that's just something to be a note of. Okay, all right, you love the picture. Chef Mickey's is awesome. It's fantastic. It's just incredible. Okay, now on to the Beach Club Resort. Now, I haven't stayed here in a while, but I stayed as a kid. Not I don't know, maybe it was like 10. It was an incredible experience. Beach Club, wow. And I think it was my grandfather's, maybe his favorite. I can't remember, but we went there together. It was incredible experience. The biggest part of it that sticks out to me the most, and this applies to Yacht Club as well, is Stormalong Bay. Stormalong Bay is the pool at the Yacht and Beach Club. It has a sand bottom. What? Sand bottom. It has a lazy river in the resort pool. It's just incredible. And they have games, they have a sand area for kids, they have a place to relax. It is unbelievable. Now, rightly so, it is reserved only for Beach Club and Yacht Club guests. That makes sense because otherwise I would go there all the time. So would you, I think. But it's just an incredible experience. If you haven't stayed there before, when you stay there, I highly recommend checking in as soon as you can and then just get into the pool, just experience every moment of it. Incredible. And by the way, the holiday decorations, one of the best gingerbread displays at the Beach Club. They have the carousel going around and around. Did you see it in my stream and in my videos? Wow, love it. Absolutely love it. Beach Club. Oh, Kristen's favorite. Jane's favorite too. It's just incredible. It's incredible. It's amazing, the pool. And now on to Yacht Club. Now, between the two, Beach Club and Yacht Club, by the way, my favorite, Cape May Cafe. The clam bake, oh my gosh. And I want to try the buffet breakfast. Have you tried the buffet breakfast before? I've heard it's great. But the clam bake Cape May Cafe is incredible. If you like seafood, and by the way, I'm still looking forward to paddlefish. I know, man, I've been going off about paddlefish, haven't I? But the seafood, the crabs, the shrimp. Oh, by the way, the calamari. There's only certain 2 days. I can look it up for you, but it's also on the menu. Tuesdays and maybe Fridays. Look it up. Don't listen to those days. But if you can go during one of the days and you like calamari. I'm gonna say second best or best. It's the second best or best calamari I have ever tried at the Beach Club, Cape May Cafe, clam bake on the day. They only serve it during 2 days of the week, so if you want calamari, that's where you go. The second best was Spice Road Table, or it's the first best or the best. Spice Road Table at calamari. Wow. Beaches and cream. Oh, Chelsea, you beat me to it. I love it. Thank you. Beaches and cream. If you haven't tried the kitchen sink, I tried it once. It's just an experience. It's an experience. It's so funny. Think of an old style ice cream parlor. Everything is themed for the old style ice cream parlor. It's just incredible, and the smell. You walk in and you're just like in love. You just walk in, just like that. That's how it is. Oh gosh, love that. Beaches and cream, well worth it. And I think there's like a takeout area. Like you can go up to the counter and just like get something to go. Yes, please. Incredible. Love being able to walk to Epcot. Jane, great point. Thank you for touching on that. Being able to walk to Epcot, for me, is an experience that is it's worth it because you're like the first in line. You're there, and this it's incredible. But I love Leao for breakfast. I'm going to Seasons this time because of your votes. Thank you very much for voting. But I love Leao, and I go into the International Gateway entrance to Epcot. You can get there first thing, and you're into Leao first thing. You're the first person in there. It's an incredible experience. That applies to Yacht, Beach, and Boardwalk. So let's touch on Boardwalk now. Great entrance to Boardwalk Resort. I'm going to give you a full in-depth tour live on my trip in March 5th. Hope you can join me for for a live stream of Boardwalk. We're going to do an in-depth review. It's going to be fun. Hopefully it'll be YouTube Live will be ready for me. We'll see. If not, we'll do Facebook. Don't you worry, or Periscope. We'll figure it out. I'll let you know. But Boardwalk has an unbelievable experience at the the Boardwalk area. Now, I wonder if I have this picture. Actually, I think I might. Where is it? There's hold on one second. Oh, I think I have it here. think this might be in here. Oh, yes. Okay. All right. One of my favorite pictures and memories from the Boardwalk is the Boardwalk buskers. Let me tell you, as a kid, I hope you can see that. As a kid, it is an unbelievable experience to see those Boardwalk buskers. It's very different now, but that's me. That's my brother and I meeting the Boardwalk buskers. It was, I love memories like this. It was a different show back then. It was a different show, but it was an incredible experience. I don't know if you ever met them, those Boardwalk buskers. They are incredible. Yachtsman Steakhouse, thank you, Laura, for touching back on that. Yachtsman Steakhouse at Yacht Club is amazing. But the Boardwalk, the nightlife and the activities they have are just incredible. And the ease of access to Hollywood Studios, I'm about to call it MGM, I almost did, and Epcot is just incredible. It's a great experience. Okay, answering questions and reading comments. The Epcot area is just amazing. It is, Kristen, I think it's one of my favorite areas to stay too. Animal Kingdom Lodge is far off. And that's kind of one of those things that's, it's easy to get to Animal Kingdom, but everywhere else it's kind of difficult because it takes 20 minutes. But it is so close. It's central. It's fantastic. It's one of the big pieces why you want to stay at Boardwalk Beach Club or Yacht Club because it's so centralized. I love the Princess Dining, Nathaniel. Yes, it's a great breakfast. Thank you. I'm so glad you liked the picture. Last time I was at Boardwalk was in 92. Wow, Ray. And so I look forward to seeing your trip. Yes, I'm going to give you an in-depth review because you voted on it in my Create the Adventure with Michael. Thank you again for voting on all of that. I really appreciate it. I hope my video isn't skipping. I keep seeing skips. I hope not. But if not, even then, we're going to keep moving. There are the Beach Club Villas and Yacht Club Villas. They are incredible. What am I saying? Did I say Yacht Club? No, Beach Club Villas and Boardwalk Villa. Right. They're incredible. They're just a way for your family, a larger family, to go to the Boardwalk or Beach Club, and it does save money because you're able to just kind of everyone fit into one room, but it depends on the number of people. So do the math. There's math to be done. If you stay at a villa, it can be less expensive, but you have to have a certain number of people, or if you want to stay in a room. So you just have to work that math out. Love flying fish. Oh, flying fish, yes. And I love the fried mac and cheese on the Boardwalk. Laura, I haven't tried the fried mac and cheese on the Boardwalk. I've tried it elsewhere. I can't remember where. Where did I try fried mac and cheese? I can't remember. But I haven't tried it on the Boardwalk. Maybe I'll have to try it this time. There's so many things to do and see. It's just it's impossible to do it all. And I have some friends who aren't Disney, into Disney as we are, and they're saying, again, and I'm sure you know these folks who are just like, Michael, how can you keep going back? And I say to them, you got to go, you got to experience it. You can't see everything. I've been so many times, I still haven't seen everything, and that's partially my fault because it's kind of hard to get out of your routine. But I'm trying to get out of my routine to see some new things for you. It's going to be fun. We're going to do fun things together. Okay. Now, moving on here, we're going to go to the Polynesian Villas and Bungalows and Polynesian Village Resort. Try the fried mac and cheese. I'm going to have to. Hi, everybody. I know I'm bad for the diet. Jill, that is, oh gosh, that's so funny. Okay, Polynesian Village Resort. It wasn't always called that. It was just called the Polynesian Resort. And it has undergone many refurbishments recently. One, which is older, is the lobby area. If you haven't seen it, I did review it in a live stream, and I can review it again if you'd like. But the fountain that used to be in the middle is gone. I preferred the fountain, but I do understand because it's much quieter now in the Polynesian, it's nice. It is nice. Also, the bungalows are out and about, which is great, and they've redone a lot of the pathways. They've redone the pool area. They have revamped it like you wouldn't believe. It's crazy. But, excuse me. It's an incredible experience. If you haven't stayed there, highly recommend it, at least for a day or two. The bungalows, my gosh, I'd love to stay at a bungalow. Can we talk to someone at Disney, get me into a bungalow to show you? But I've heard they're amazing. Apparently, you can actually go outside of the bungalow, sit on the kind of like a deck, turn up the mute, and you have a little knob to adjust the music for wishes. My gosh, that dream come true right there. I'm not sure how you could up that one. I'm not sure how you could, but it sounds incredible. Polynesian. Oh, I see some favorites for Polly. And Fran, touching on Ohana, which is one of my favorites. Favorite buffets. I think it might be my favorite buffet. Boma's fantastic, but okay, well, this is different. This is kind of a table service buffet. So it's kind of different. Family service is what they call it. Excuse me, family service. It is, oh my gosh, it's so good. It is incredible. So what they do is you go to a table. By the way, if possible, try and get reservations right before fireworks. I've seen, oh my gosh, I have seen the fireworks from the window table at the Polynesian with my family, and they pipe in the music. What an experience that was. That was incredible. Anyway, it's incredible. They bring food to you on these long skewers, and shrimp and chicken and everything you can imagine, and steak, and they just keep piling it on until you're done, and it is so good. The food's fantastic. The save room for dessert, by the way, I think it's a bread pudding, or not bread pudding. I'm thinking of something else. You're going to tell me in a second. I know it, but it's the dessert. Let me know in the comments. I'll get back to it. But it's a fantastic experience. If you haven't tried it, please definitely recommend it. It is a little expensive, but this is where the dining plan can come into effect and help you a lot, because it counts as one table service, like Ohana. So that's the place to go if you have a table service you want to use. It's at Ohana. That's one of my favorites. For dinner, it's a must. I haven't tried it for breakfast. Why have I not tried it for breakfast? I've been meaning to. It's going to have to be on another trip, because I keep putting things into this trip because you voted on so many great things. But think about it. This is for future trips. We can vote on this. This will be one of the votes for next trip to Walt Disney World. We'll see you at Disney Cruise hopefully soon. This will be something to vote on for the next trip. So there you go. All right, moving on to we talked about the bungalows. We talked about in the Polynesian the character breakfast in the morning, that the characters do come out. We've talked about the shopping in the Polynesian is fantastic. Kona Cafe is a small table service next to Ohana. If you can't get reservations for Ohana, or you go and you can't get them, Kona is fantastic too. The Dole Whip, yes, great, Nathaniel. Thanks for reminding me about that. The Dole Whip station, and the name is eluding me. Pineapple Lanai, located right outside the main building in the Polynesian. Fantastic, I love it. It's a great spot to kind of grab a snack and just relax. I've done it so many times. It's one of my favorite things to do, to just relax on a Magic Kingdom day, especially when it's crowded. Great place to go. Okay, I'm gonna keep going through them, and then we're gonna touch back on things you want to talk about. Save your questions. Hang on to your questions. Well, you don't have to save them, but if I miss them, come back to them. Bay Lake Tower Contemporary Resort. Now, if you're a Star Trek fan, and I do like Star Trek too, but if you're a Star Trek fan, apparently this is the resort for you. It's kind of like it's rounded hallways, the lights in the halls. It's a DVC location. It is supposed to be fantastic. I've actually been wanting to stay there because it really does interest me to see the Bay Lake Tower and to get Magic Kingdom view. I know that half of it doesn't face the Magic Kingdom, but to get the Magic Kingdom view would be an unbelievable experience. Unbelievable. There's also a DVC lounge, the Disney Vacation Club lounge, on top or close to the top. It's called Top of the World. It's supposed to be amazing. I've been to oh my gosh. I'm thinking, going back to Contemporary, California Grill. Wow, Garden Grill. California Grill on top of the Contemporary is an unbelievable experience. Great for like date night, honeymoon, all these great things. It's incredible. Sushi's amazing. And at night, you can come back with your receipt and you can see the fireworks from on top of the Contemporary Resort. From on top of the Contemporary Resort. If you have not done this, you have to. You should. I highly recommend it. Wow, what an experience. I mean, the dinner and the meal is expensive. Absolutely. I think it's like $80 per person. It's expensive. That view is worth just an experience. Is it the same as being on the ground in the Magic Kingdom? No, of course not. But it's an experience that I highly recommend. Highly. Keep going here. We did a 2-bedroom suite for my family after my wedding dinner in California Grill. It was fabulous. You must stay. Laura, yes, absolutely. Okay, back to Bay Lake Tower. It's amazing. Got fantastic views, I hear. Top of the World is there for DVC members. When I become a DVC member in the future, to be decided. That's probably ways away. It will be the place that I go to hang out too, but it's supposed to be fantastic. There's actually another DVC hangout place on top of the Imagination Pavilion in Epcot. Really incredible. Okay, moving on here. I did not know you could come back later to watch Wishes. You can, Kristen, but you have to have your receipt. So important. You go to California Grill. You eat anything, dinner, brunch, lunch. By the way, brunch is my favorite. Oh, brunch, wow. But Sunday brunch only. But bring back your receipt. You can go up there on the elevator. It's fantastic. Amazing to see the fireworks from California Grill. It really is. My first anniversary there, Barbara. What a great spot for an anniversary. You can eat, drink. Oh, Jenna, such a great point. Jenna, thank you. You can go to the bar or at California Grill. I think it's only for dinner. It might be for lunch. We can check this, no problem. But you can come back after you eat at the bar, so you don't have to do the whole sit-down thing, and you can see the fireworks from up there. I'm actually hoping to do this in the future for you and do a little review, not on this trip, but a future trip, and do a little review of like how it is to like just do the bar experience, not drink, because I don't drink in Disney, you know this, but it's just like the food and things, and just like not have a reservation and still try the fireworks. I want to try that for you. I'd love to try that for you. Okay, I'm almost done, and then we're going to go back to questions and your favorites and all of that. You're going to list your favorite for me. I can't wait to hear about it. But last but certainly not least is the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. Oh gosh, the Grand Floridian. How do I describe Grand Floridian? Grand. No, I'm just kidding. It is, wow. It is luxury at its finest and refinement to the highest degree. It is the vision of excellence and positive, I'm losing, Victorian feeling. I'm losing my words here. But it is an unbelievable experience. I've heard fantastic things. Apparently I stayed as a child. I do not remember. But I've heard great things. I've been more times than I can remember just for the holidays, which are amazing, by the way. Definitely, that's the place to go for a holiday picture. I have the pictures. But do you see that picture of me in the snow globe at the Grand Floridian? That's so perfect for like a holiday card right there. But it is the top of the top, creme de la creme, very expensive, but great to just visit, and it is worth just visiting. I mean, you can visit and experience everything. It's fantastic. Of course, staying there, you get a different experience, but that is one that you can visit, and you also get an amazing experience. So don't be afraid just to visit. It's, wow, unbelievable. Some of the restaurants there I haven't tried in years, like Narcoossee's. I haven't tried them in a long, long time, so I definitely want to give them another try. And you can see the fireworks on the beach there, too. So absolutely incredible experience. Now, we've run through all the resorts, and they are fantastic, 31 in all. But I want to hear about your favorite, where you plan on going, your perfect agenda, things that you want to see, do, moderate, value. What's better, longer stay at a value or shorter stay at a deluxe? Dining. Is it worth it to stay at the resort where you're dining at, or can you just go? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to read them, and I'm going to answer your questions. This is the time for question and answer. I'm going to answer as many as I can. If I miss any, don't be afraid to restate them. I'm here for you, and we'll keep on going. Here we go. Kristen the Grand, maybe one day. Yeah, me too. As an adult. Best character dining, Cinderella and Friends. Nathaniel, I tend to agree with you. It's great character dining there. Maureen and Ron. District planner is useful. Oh my gosh, I missed that comment. 300 time for food. I absolutely. Become a DVC member. I'm looking forward to purchasing. I would love to. One day. I'd love to be a DVC member one day. One day. I'm sure one day in the future, but it might be a little ways off. Kevin, okay, Grand Floridian has the most amazing lobby I've ever seen. It is, Kevin. So well said. Fair for breakfast. 1900 Park Fair for breakfast. Yes, Kim. Haven't been since I was a kid. Heard great things. In the Grand Floridian, it's supposed to be fantastic. Yes, Holly says the same thing. Stay at moderate, in between both. Laura, I tend to agree, which is why I went to French Quarter for the holidays. I love the moderates. And French Quarter, I mean, I almost grew up at French Quarter. Like, that was like the place. That's where we went. And that, to me, is home as a moderate. Kidani is home as a value, as a deluxe, and Pop is home as a value. That's home for me. Okay. Longer stay in value by far. Okay, Fran, I tend to agree with you. So this is a discussion. There's no right answer here. But, you have to think about it. Is staying longer better at a value resort or a shorter period of time at a deluxe resort? Now, this is only my opinion. I believe there's a happy medium. So, for example, I'm going several times this year. I can't wait. I don't have the other days planned out yet or even close. But March for sure, and then there'll be others for sure. But I plan on going to Pop Century this time, and I'm going for 5 days, and I'm going to have a fantastic time. But it gives, since I'm staying at Pop, I have the opportunity to go back again many times. If I was to stay for the same amount of time at the Grand Floridian or Polynesian, maybe this would be the only trip for the whole year for me. So that, for me, it's worth it to stay longer, more often, than to go to the deluxe and stay there and not be able to go as often. Does that make sense? Let me know if you agree. And there's no right answer. There is none. And there are great things about staying all over. And I've stayed at some of the deluxes. So I get it, but only for like a day or two. So you know how it is. Okay. Longest stay. Okay, so Barb said longest stay. My home is DVC Bay Lake Tower. Maureen and Ron. My gosh, I'd love to try it. I would love to. Grand Floridian has the best food too. Oh yes, Nathaniel, great food there. Alexa, I'm doing 1900 Park Fair for breakfast in September. Alexa, can't not wait to hear how you like it. Monica, taking my mom, daughter to eat breakfast at Cinderella Royal Table. I have been. It is fantastic. It's a great place. I actually don't remember the food, but the atmosphere is amazing. I've been, gosh, how old was I? Maybe 10? But the Royal Table, I want to go back to. The atmosphere is amazing. The food is supposed to be really good. I don't remember it, but the food's amazing. It's supposed to be amazing, but the atmosphere is incredible. I've been to Monaco a while back, but it was so much fun. Very cool. Oh, I've been Monaco. You're responding to someone. Okay. Makes so much sense, Michael. Okay, so Kate, you agree it makes so much sense to stay longer at a value or moderate. I mean, I stayed at, what was it, French Quarter. Let's just look at prices here. French Quarter is $232, and this is a random day in September, random day, $232 a night, and Pop is $134 a night. So it's like you're splurging, just for a little trip, and it's $134 versus, let's say, $234 for French Quarter. This is per night versus $330 for Old Key West or $370 for Kidani. So you gotta balance it out. You gotta balance out what's the most important, what you can afford, and it's just about creating magic for you and your family. That's where it's at. Okay, how does Le Cellier compare to Yachtsman Steakhouse? Ryan, I like Le Cellier better. The atmosphere and the food. Somehow it's just different flavoring. They're both amazing. Now, this is only one man's opinion. There are other people's opinion. I'd love to hear yours. But I prefer Le Cellier. Personal opinion. Makes sense to me. I love deluxe stays, but if I can go more often, I stick with the moderates. Kristen, right there. I'm right there with you. I do the same if I could. Yes, Kate, right there. We stay at the value so we can stay longer. We are spending most time in parks anyways. Monica, exactly. It's where you sleep and shower and off you go. I mean, it makes so much sense. Chelsea, my mother-in-law is a DVC member. Lucky. And we get a week with her points every year normally. And that is a great way to stay. If deluxe is like that's your dream, that's where you want to go, and it is for me. It is. It's part of my dream too. No shame there among us. We're friends here. Deluxe. I hope to be a DVC member one day in the future. You can't do it now, and probably not for a few years, but one day in the future. And it does make a lot of sense for the deluxe stays because you eventually make it back in time. There's math you can do to figure it all out. And apparently the sales reps are really good and helpful and friendly, but it can make a lot of sense, especially if you want to stay at deluxe. It makes a lot of sense if you want to stay at deluxe. So maybe that's what I'll do later in a couple of years. Must do. Royal Table is an experience, and the food was good. The food was good too. Okay, Holly, thank you for that review. Yes, the food, I've heard it's good, but I haven't been. I don't remember the food as well. So yes, hard to do 2 hotels with young kids. Very good point, Camellia. Very good point. It's hard to move with kids. So from resort to resort, I can agree with that, and it is a good reason to stay in one. Totally get that. Okay. Staying at the Beach Club in March 2018. Oh, 20th wedding anniversary. Congratulations, Walter. First time in the deluxe. I cannot wait to hear how you like it. Looking forward to hearing what you say. My mom and I loved Cinderella's Royal Table for breakfast. We were there on our second trip to Disney 2015. Nathaniel, it's supposed to be incredible. I've got to go back. You're making me want to go back here. You got to try Vero Beach when you do. That is one I'll definitely have to try. I haven't tried in a long. I don't remember ever trying Vero Beach. We are going to do Riverside. As for cost, it seemed reasonable. Yes, but we went into planning knowing it would be a little pricier. Okay, so you planned it out knowing it would be pricier. Kate, for Riverside, well worth it. That was a smart decision. I love Riverside. Great experience and a great Disney experience. You want to still have the Disney experience, which is so much fun. New pizza place. Oh, did I miss? Okay, new pizza place. Blaze Pizza, Disney Springs. I would love to try Blaze Pizza. Laura, I have so many things. Paddlefish is one I want to get to for lunch. I already have it planned for lunch. Do I want... I'd love to try Blaze Pizza. There's so many things to try. Don't worry, I'll keep going back until I try them all, and that's forever. I looked into this Coronado Resort Groupon March. Okay, for one night, 2 adults, plus tax, $290. Does that sound like a deal? Ray, good question. Groupon says $290. For pricing of resorts, it depends on when. If you went Christmas week, $290 I would say is a good deal. But if you went in September or maybe March, technically no. So if I'm at Coronado Springs now, 4 and 5 nights, it says $202 per night on the Disney website. So I would say no to that. But it's a good question. You just look at the site versus what you're looking at. Something very important. I know this is a serious topic. There are some scams out there. So important not to be caught up in those. I'm not saying that you're talking about a scam. Ray, you're probably not. It's probably totally fine. But it just a warning to those who might be looking at deals. There are some. There are plenty of good resale for tickets and resorts, all that great stuff. But it's just so important. Don't fall for a scam. So be careful. I can't say what is what because I really don't know. But I do know that there are scams out there. Good morning from Callie. Hey, Allie. Good morning. Thanks for the good reviews of Royal Table. I'm glad to hear it. Yes, thank you everyone else. Holly and Nathaniel, thank you. Sci-fi, yes, Nathaniel, love sci-fi. So it depends on the time of year as well. Absolutely, Ryan. That's one thing about the price of resorts, which is why I keep going at these times. You remember last year I went in March, remember? And this year I'm going again in March because the resort, so there are a couple of reasons. The resort prices are extremely low. The crowds are going to be very low. The weather's nice. The Flower and Garden Festival is happening, and it's convenient for my work. And so that's why I keep going. So you'll see I go at certain times of year pretty consistently. And I'm trying to change that up, but it's so easy with the price, the way they are. It's so convenient. Now just let me know if the video is skipping. I hope it's not, but we'll be good to go. Ooh. Excuse me. Michael, have you ever thought about staying at the Swan and Dolphin? I have, Kevin, and I have before as a kid. It's that's such a good point. To me, Swan and Dolphin is not the same as staying at a Disney resort. Two big reasons. The theming, actually three. The theming, the refillable mugs they don't have, and the transportation to and from the airport, which may have been changed, so my information might be out of date. But the transportation to and from the airport, last time I looked, wasn't included, Magical Express. Those are a couple of reasons. It feels more like a hotel to me. Even though I like them. They are nice, and they have that food and wine festival, like just for Swan and Dolphin every year, which looks cool. But it doesn't have the Disney feel. That's just my opinion. But I'd love to hear yours. I always price out the Disney website. Yes, exactly, Kristen. Great idea. Go to the Disney website, look at the prices and the dates, and then look at the deal website you're looking at, and just try and measure them out. Just make sure it's legit. Have you ever decorated your window at Pop? No, I haven't, but I'm going to have to. I've seen great decorations at Pop Century and other resorts. They charge for parking at Swan and Dolphin too. Yes, Laura, that's something important. They do charge for parking at Swan and Dolphin. So it's not the same Disney feel. If I had to pick between Swan and Dolphin and the other Disney resorts, even a moderate, I'd pick a moderate just because of the Disney feel. That's just my opinion. Love to hear yours. When planning our trip, we've gone through the Air Canada vacation site. It was advertised against it, even though you get deals. Definitely agree. So much easier to plan on the Disney site. So, Kate, you did try out for the Air Canada, but it didn't work as well. The Disney site, and there are travel agencies, too, that do a great job. Travel agencies can do a great job, especially if you're confused about planning. Let me know if you've used one. If you're an expert, it can vary, but there are a lot of them that are good. Just make sure you just choose a reputable source. Whatever it is, reputable source, and you're good. Flower and Garden Festival, Nathaniel, I thought about this yesterday. It's either my favorite or second favorite because the holidays, I am a holiday guy. I love Christmas time. I love the holidays at Disney. I love it. But something about Flower and Garden is like, do I want to say more powerful? More potent? Something about it. I'm going to have to get back to you on that. That's rough. That's a toughie to decide between those two. Okay, so I'm moving into the Canadian Pavilion. House when I get to the garden. Great morning. I'm moving into the Canadian Pavilion little house with garden. That's so funny. Cool Disney secret: when housekeeping cleans our room, they always put my kids' stuffed animals in the windows. Oh, yes, I've seen that before. They've done it when we go as a family. The amazing thing about DVC is not just in the parks; it's in the worldwide adventure. It is a worldwide adventure. Yes, Maureen and Ron. I know DVC. It's an incredible experience. One day, not soon for me, but hopefully one day. Always say the value too much of the dining. Yes, Kim, such a good point. After cruise, we switch moderate deluxe. Wait, so which moderate or deluxe if you can swing it? I gotta reread that comment. Always stay at value because we spend so much on dining. In October, we will stay at one night before and after our cruise. Oh, okay. So which moderate or deluxe if I can swing it? Kim, if you can swing it. French Quarter moderate is my favorite, and Kidani Village is my favorite deluxe. It's the Beauty and the Beast colors. Okay, I think that's an internal discussion. On my last trip, I hung a little notebook on the door. Pop, who wrote me messages. What? Fran, how creative. On my last trip, I hung a little notebook on my door at Pop for people to write me messages. Got tons of cool messages from other guests. It was really fun, and I recommend you do it too. Fran, I might take you up on that idea. I'm going to write that down. That is such a good idea right there. All right, notebook. That is such a good idea. I would have never thought of that. Very smart. I really wanted to go to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party really bad. Oh, Nathaniel, you would love it. You would love it. Okay, so we're just about wrapping up here. Thanks so much for being a part of the magic with me. If you have any other final questions, thoughts, concerns about resorts, I really appreciate. I have a poll with this video. Should be there, ish, close to there. Little I button, and it should ask about if you like live streams, if you're a fan of them, want to see more of them, or on Facebook. You let me know what's most convenient for you. I'm hoping to use YouTube more because I can put everything on here. And the reason why I want to use YouTube more, this is just internal reasons. Excuse me. When I eventually, YouTube live streaming will be open for me to use on my phone when I'm at Disney. And when I do that, I'm able to stream the parades and fireworks without a copyright problem, because all YouTube's going to do is say, oh, this belongs to Disney. We're just going to give them money for advertisement. And they'll run advertisements on it, which are 5 seconds. And then I get to keep it up there in high quality instead of Facebook banning me for a while. So that's my thinking behind it. I hope it's okay with you. I hope it's convenient. Hope so. Please do subscribe if you're having fun, and turn on that little bell so you get notifications. I promise I won't bother you, but I want to hear from you and what you'd like to see and change and have fun with. I want to thank you again for these fantastic cards and gifts. Love opening mail. It means so much. That's a cool idea, Fran. Okay, I might have to do the notepad. That's such an idea, Fran. Thanks, Michael. I had so much fun. I'm so glad you could join me. Thanks for joining me. It means so much. My pleasure. I hope you're enjoying these live streams. It means so much to be able to share it with you. I hope you have an absolutely magical day. I really do. A magical weekend. I've got more plans and thoughts for what I'm going to do. I have to get some more reservations done. I'm thinking about paddlefish. So many fun things to see and do. I can't wait to be able to share it all with you. I hope you have a magical weekend. I'm going to shut everything off here, though, and I wish you all the best. Until next time, have a magical day.